Hi there, Credit Union Evangelist here. Glad you're tuning in to this video. This will be a short one. I actually posted the subject matter previously on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, and it's simply a Credit Union 101 quiz, or in other words, 10 questions every credit union employee should be able to answer. And when I speak of credit union employees, that is member representatives or tellers up to the CEO. Everyone should have a basic understanding of what credit unions are and what they do. So we're just going to go into these 10 questions. And after I read the question, I'm going to take a brief pause to give you an opportunity to answer it. And then you can compare your answer with the answer that I'm going to provide. And then why don't you keep score? And we're going to aim for 7 out of 10 of the questions, and that will be a total score of 70%. But I'm hoping you'll be able to get 10 out of 10. Let's go. What is a credit union? Well, the short definition of a credit union is that it is a not-for-profit, member-owned financial institution that promotes thrift and engages in community support and other activities. All right. Question number 2. What is the credit union philosophy? Here's the answer. The credit union philosophy is simply people helping people. I'm sure you got that one right. That's a basic core tenet of credit unions. Next, which is related, but a different question, what is the credit union industry motto? What is our slogan? Well, the credit union motto is not for profit, not for charity, but for service. All right, I know you got 3 out of 3. Let's go to question 4. What is the name of the federal agency that insures members' deposits? No, it's not the FDIC. The FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, that is the insurer for banks. But the insurer for credit unions is no other than the National Credit Union Administration, otherwise known by the acronym NCUA. All right, question 5. Why are credit unions not for profit? Now, this may be a little lengthy, but take a stab at it. Why are credit unions not for profit? All right. Credit unions are not for profit because they primarily focus on providing excellent service to its members. Also supports community activities, as I mentioned before, and credit unions typically return earnings to their members via low interest rates on loans and or higher interest rates on savings accounts. Sometimes they would even return it in a special dividend. But the focus is on excellent service, and as a result, the earnings are then passed back down to the members. Question 6. What is a supervisory committee? Now, I know this may be a little difficult in defining, but I know you heard of the term. What is a supervisory committee? Well, a supervisory committee is a group of individuals that are elected by the members or appointed by the board of directors, depending what type of credit union it is, whose primary responsibilities are to audit the credit union's finances and operations, to also ensure business soundness, and to ensure compliance with applicable laws and regulations. All right. Question 7. What is the role of the board of directors? What is the role of the board of directors? The answer: the board of directors are individuals who are elected by the members and are responsible for the overall general management of the credit union that includes establishing policies. Now, that's the general management. That's not the everyday management, which is left to the executive management, but the overall general management of the credit union. That is the role of the board of directors. All right. Question 8. How does someone join a credit union? Well, individuals can join credit unions based on their respective charters, usually based on the common bond of an employer or a community or geographic area or a group association. You belong to any one of those based on that credit union's charter, you would be eligible to join. And in some instances, there are open charters where anyone can join, but those are not very great in number. Most of the credit unions have a common bond. All right, we're almost finished. Question 9. Why were credit unions formed? Answer: credit unions were formed to provide access to credit to people of modest means. Historically, they have been farmers, they've been factory workers, just everyday working individuals. And by providing access to credit, it's also combating predatory lending so that people of modest means or those that are poor would not be preyed upon by loan sharks and today's modern day vernacular, payday lenders. So credit unions provide access to capital and at the same time combat predatory lending. Are you ready for the final question? Question 10. Why are credit unions safer than banks? And I actually did a video on this. So what is your answer? All right. Credit unions typically practice safe banking by holding more capital reserves and by doing so, taking on less risky investments. In other words, your money is safe and sound because credit unions exercise measured risk as opposed to other financial institutions. They also retain the reserves, the capital reserves for rainy days when the economy, for instance, would take a downturn. So that's why credit unions are safer than banks. Those are the 10 questions. And I know you scored 10 out of 10. At the minimum, you scored 7 out of 10, which would have been a 70% score. And if you happen to have scored below 70%, then I would encourage you to receive a Credit Union 101 basic orientation because you should be able to provide a reasonable answer if anyone were to ask, whether it's a member, whether you're at a conference, whether just in your everyday life and activity, you should have an answer for these 10 basic questions. And if you want to contact me, you're welcome to do so. I'm at www.cuevangelist.com. Look for me on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And if you would like me to give a credit union orientation for your employees, feel free to contact me. All right, Credit Union Evangelist signing off. Hope you have a pleasant and blessed day. And by the way, Happy New Year.